Let's go back through the book again and see where we're at. Let's start with loose cargo. We know who that is. Loose cargo's done. Bitter cold, we just finished. We know who everyone is in that. Murder, we got that squared away pretty quickly. The calling. 2 unknowns in the calling. We don't know who that is. He's one of the Chinamen, but we don't know which one it is. Could be any one of the Chinamen, any of these 3. It's not really clear. Oops. O'Hagan we figured out. The steward we figured out. Miss Lim we figured out. Beng we figured out. Nichols we figured out. Toporov we have not figured out. He's the last of the Russians, though. He was playing cards with the Russians at the table, though. Jula, how are you today? Happy Friday. That's another one. I have no idea who that is. That's a 3 triangle rated one. The problem is you can't really brute force it, because if we don't have 3 that are correct, it won't register. So, pretty sure we know who that is. I'm not sure he died. He lost a leg, and he was being treated. Hold him down. What madness is this? That's talking to the steward. Keep pressure here. All's fine, John. Been in worse spots, I think. Where's the rest of his leg? So he probably didn't die then? He might still be alive. So we don't know what's going on with him. We don't know which one of the Chinamen that is. He was electrocuted. We figured him out. These are my guesses on the carpenters, but was that him? Out of the way, beat quarters enemy aboard. What's going on? Stay back, it's already done for Nick. Come on, boss. No, get down. Hey, catch. Maybe he's the ship's carpenter and not the mate? And he might still be alive. And this might be the carpenter's mate. I'm not sure. They're both dressed similarly. This guy was definitely killed. You can see it in this scene. This guy's speared. The other guy is hit and trying to pull him down. Although the other guy's yelling, "Come on, boss." Who said, "Hey, catch"? Where is this memory? This memory is on the gun deck. Soldiers of the Sea, Part 3. That should be right over here. No, this isn't the gun deck. That's up one. Was it this one? Yes. The watch only works for dead people. So somebody says N. Damon.
What's going on? Stay back.
Yes, Ellie. We already figured out who Nick is.
Come on, boss. No, get there. Hey, cat.
Yeah, these guys are definitely American. He's yelling, "Hey, catch," and he's throwing the axe at the crab. That's definitely the carpenter. And he's getting all kinds of spiked. And then this is the carpenter's mate, who I think might still be alive. He gets hit with one spike, but then he's seen later on, like, holding his side. Unless he eventually gives in to that bait? I don't think he does, though. He might still be alive. So who yells... Oh yeah, that's the Dane. He's the one who yells demon. We know who that is. And we know who that is. Okay. And then up one deck, there's another crab lady. And this, I believe, is Nick. Yeah. It's already done for Nick. He's been speared. We know that. And then there's one of the... That's Abraham, who's hiding behind the anchor till. So if that's not right, who do I have? How many do I have filled in completely? Go back to the start. And see how many I have filled in completely. If I have 3 or more. I don't know who that is. That one's not. That doesn't count. 1. Don't know who that is. Don't know what happened to him. Don't know what happened to him. 2. Don't know who that is. 3. 4. Something's wrong. 5. Yeah, so I have some incorrect stuff. I have 5 filled out. So this is... Booth was just a guess. Might be George Shirley as well. That could also be a possibility. That doesn't seem to be the case. I was convinced this was the carpenter, but what other position is there? Like, honestly, there's not much left. They have to be the carpenter. So if those two are correct, that means that this one's not right. And that was in the calling. So maybe that's Booth? Put him in unknown. We'll have to go back to the calling one. That's the most confusing one, actually. Probably lost his leg from the steward attacking him? The dude that lost his leg in the lowest area probably lost his leg from the steward attacking him? I don't know. Do we figure out what happens with his leg? Isn't that part of this? Is this... This is when they're falling down the stairs, right? Throw the bodies over.
What's your foot in?
Hey there, what's this?
That's the cook.
Tea and I can fry us a solid meal, boys.
Yeah.
Careful now. Take it slow.
What's it, gentlemen? There's a free shell here.
That's the chef being an idiot and getting killed when they're bringing down one of the mermaid ladies down below. There's the stewards. There's Peters again. He survives this. Who ends up getting crushed? Yeah, so he is there. What's going on topside? Oh, there's a lot going on topside. We know who that is. I believe that's Nick. Yeah, he's a topman. He works the ropes. He's a topman as well. He's one of the Chinamen. We don't know which one. That's the Dane. I'm fairly certain he is the guy from Sierra Leone. But we don't know what happens to him. That's the guy who ends up getting electrocuted. Trying to look for, like, subtle pieces on people's clothing and stuff that might give them away later. Kind of difficult. That's the captain and all the officers talking. Wonder if it's the two guys that are in position relative to Nick's position. Where was... They seem to mostly cluster together based on rank. There's the cook and the butcher. So here's Peters and his brother. I have no idea who this guy is. None whatsoever. He must be one of the Chinamen, I guess. Maybe. Carpenters aren't carpenters. They fix the boat, basically. They fix the ship when it becomes necessary. Okay, those are the two guys that get killed when they're hoisting it. Doesn't really tell me anything. We know who you are, right? Yeah, we identified you. There's the stewards. Who's this? That's the captain's steward. We can't assign a fate to him. Like, it's not even possible to assign a fate to him, so... No, Ellie, I was just basing it on... They both have kind of matching garments. That's the other thing, is, like, the stewards all wear these... buttoned-up collared jackets. All the officers, all the mates are wearing certain hats. The gunners are wearing certain hats. The bosun has a hat. All of the midshipmen have scarves. Then the doctor, the helmsman. These guys are all bog standard seamen. Here's another steward who has the same jacket on. The bosun's mate has a stripy top. Hey Tommy, how you doing? So the two carpenters have these big collared shirts on that seem to be unique. No one else is really wearing like a big collared shirt like that I've seen. They're mostly like open-necked shirts. So it's those two are kind of unique in having those style shirts, and they're together in that scene. And the one guy's calling, "Get down, boss," and he says, "Take this," and he throws an axe. And in the carpenter's workshop, there's another axe that looks just like it, and then there's an empty peg. So I'm making that assumption. It hasn't told me it's correct yet, so I could be completely wrong. After The Witcher 3 decided to play Terraria, at least that game has an ending that doesn't break your heart into a million pieces. Oh, man. You keep making me want to replay Witcher just to find out what in the world went wrong. But everyone tells me not to, because it will break my heart into a million pieces. There are no bunks hung up right now. So that's interesting. Okay. Nothing we can really ID in this scene. Here's the guy that gets crushed. After they... So they're carrying it down the stairs, then it attacks the chef, and then they fall down the stairs. And that guy gets just crushed in the face. Who's that? That's the artist. That's one of the... Oh no, is that the purser? That's who we think the purser is. Yeah, see? Boom. He's coming out of the carpenters. Yeah, they're definitely the carpenters. Okay, so he's working in the shop. He's poking out of the shop to see what's going on. Those guys are definitely the carpenters. Those are right. So that means... If I have those two right, that means my other ones are wrong. So he is definitely Winston Smith the carpenter. He was definitely spiked by a terrible beast. We don't know what happened to his assistant. So that means this might be wrong. Right now I have it as spiked by a terrible beast. I wonder if he's still alive. I wonder if he got away. If he survived the whole thing. You'll never get over that. Did he make it to the Canary Islands? Back on the leaderboard, Boofs. Oh, you can check his last scene. Oh. Oh, perished. Perished in Soldiers of the Sea Part 8. Did he? Oh, he got decapitated. Oh, that's right. That's right. Thank you, Ralph. Thank you, Ralphine. I appreciate that. I totally forgot about that. Decapitated by a terrible beast.
More shall gather. More shall enter the fray.
A hideous monster perished, but simultaneously a brave but unfortunate soul. Okay. Rick Morningstar, thank you so much for that follow. Welcome. Twiggy, you should go all in. Okay, so... Was he decapitated? Where does that take place? Let's go look at that. That's the body in the thing. Alright, let me get out of this memory. How do I get out of here? You're good up there. That's the crab body that's stored in the front. Let's go look at that. You'll all catch up someday. Sure. We'll go with that. We'll go with that thought. Am I on the wrong end of the ship? Hang on. Do I need to go down a level? No. Yes? No. Yes. Where am I? What is going on? That's that. Yes. There we go. Boom! He's totally speared. Totally speared. Speared by a terrible beast. Okay. So we definitely have the 2 carpenters correct. Yeah. He's not living that island life, no. We can't go up, right? Who's that up there? Oh, the bosun's mate. Man. Imagine being the bosun's mate, surviving all this, getting to the very end of the Kraken attack, and then getting ripped apart. Oof. That can't feel good. That can't feel good at all. Alright, get me out of this room. You really just want to know who lives through, right? We're getting close. I think. So that's wrong, then. We know that the 2 carpenters are correct. So he was not shot. Was he shot by the bosun's mate? That's the only other person that... Unless it just counts him as being spiked. But I don't think it does. He was shot with a gun, but I don't think it was that. Go from the front. See what else. I don't think I have anything else that's completed. 2 carpenters are... I'm convinced those 2 carpenters are correct. Convinced. No idea which of the Chinamen that guy is. I really thought that this was that guy. But it's not. Is it Booth? No, now I'm just trying to brute force it. That's silly. Don't know who that is. We don't know what happens to John. It sounds like and seems like he lives through losing the leg. We don't know who that is. And we don't know who that is. That's gotta be the ship's steward. "11 others were present. The bosun's mate was present. So was the bosun. The bosun was not shooting in his direction, though. The purser was present. Did the purser shoot him? Omid? I don't think Omid had a gun. Oh, are you Super Deal? That's cool. Yeah, this happens, like, right in between them and the Canary Islands. They, like, make a loop in between them. I really did miss something in the Doom? I have part 1, I have part 2, I have part 3, part 4. This is wrong. This is not George Shirley. So that's gotta be Booth then, right? Nope. Don't know who that is. Unless it was right and he wasn't blasted by the cannon. So that's part 4, that's part 5, part 6, part 7, part 8. Nathan Peters. The fate of Nathan Peters. So he disappeared in the Doom. There's so much going on in these scenes, though. It's so difficult. This guy also disappeared in the Doom. The Purser also disappeared in the Doom. Okay, let's go back to the Doom and go through that again. Where is step 1 of the Doom? Soldiers of the Sea, the Doom part 3, part 2, part 1, when that guy gets clubbed. Part 2 is when the artist gets killed. We just looked at that. Part 3 is when that guy gets crushed by the cannon. Part 4 is when the cannon goes off. Part 5 is that guy getting crushed by the cannon. Let's go back and look at part 5. That's Roderick Anderson gets crushed. So let's go to the gun deck. And that guy getting crushed. I don't think I've revisited that one today. Crunch. That is that guy. We've determined his fate. He's keeling over. Okay, that's the third mate. We don't know what happens to him. That's him. That's Leonid. He somehow survives through all this. That's him. Anybody else down here? Okay, let's go topside then. Hey, Doc! Have I figured it out yet? No. That is Thomas Lanky. He survives till the mutiny. He gets exploded very shortly after this. Okay, can we get topside, or are these guys blocking it? We can't get topside. Can I see anything? I don't see anything else in here. We've identified every person in this scene. It's got to be the next one.